And seeing as that second ban takes place after your first pick, it means that you have to think a little bit more ahead into the draft than you might do when you're playing solo or even team play. But as we can see, Churnwalker is the first ban coming out on the side of Vaguely Insane Burger.
Yeah, it's a pretty, common ban. Turnwalker is extremely strong right now because he can share damage across all the members that he has hooks and chains on. So, if you are focusing a captain by just chunking down his health, it'll start hurting the carries as well.
Yeah, exactly. And Churnwalker is just straight out, just very strong captain right now. As you go through the game with Churnwalker through the match, the way you position Churnwalker is really important. As in, when you are engaging with Churnwalker, you want to make sure you are hooking at least two of the enemy heroes. That you're at least hooking at least two of the enemy heroes, so that when it comes to fight engagement, as you pointed out, that shared damage goes among them. So taking away the Churnwalker is very wise. I would like to see a Varia ban coming out from Team Infinite.
Varia is too strong, honestly, especially if you pair it with the Churnwalker. That can just be disgusting.
Yeah, it is. It is. She's just very, very much broken right now between the range, and also even as weapon power or CP. So even if you are up against a Varia, unless on the enemy team you have an obvious Chris or weapon power hero, you're not actually sure whether she is going to be weapon power Crystal Power because she's very strong on both.
That is true.
Types. So it's just going to be interesting. We are waiting for the second ban to come up, the first ban from Infinite Black and the second ban of the game. So it's going to be interesting on what we see. Again, this is the first time using a double ban draft system from NACL, and it's the first day, so there's always a chance that we're going to have a couple of.
And there's the Varia ban.
There you go. Varia ban comes out. What would you like to see, Burger, come out as the first pick from Vaguely Insane?
First pick Saw push turret. Oh, and it's going to be an Arden. That's a very safe captain. Arden is extremely meta right now. Just his Vanguardian that can just put down shields and all sorts of protect, as you say.
Yeah, protect. Indeed, he's just, as you point out, he's easily the top 3 supports right now in Vainglory. Probably very close to Churnwalker and Grace. He's versatile. He's very mobile. His abilities just have a really nice balance for your team, whether it's engaging or disengaging. So it's a solid pickup from Vaguely Insane. I was talking to their captain, Framerley, not long before this match started, a couple of hours, and they did say that they were going to go into this game picking their comfort picks and just making sure that they play heroes they are strong with, that they know how to use, and not really worry too much in the early stages of these matches in the NACL about, let's say, focusing on counter picking or all that jazz until they get like some result on the board, and then they can go from there.
And Arden can also work with both sets of comps that are kind of meta right now, the dive comp and the siege comp, because for a dive, Arden can jump and use his and there's a Lyra. Lyra is the #1 counter to Arden, I would think. Her Bulwark will silence all 3 of Arden's abilities. So if she can trap Arden in the Bulwark, it's basically a silence for him.
Yeah, exactly. And then we see a follow-up ban from Team Infinite Black of a Blackfeather. Taking Blackfeather off the board is really wise from them. He's a strong, versatile hero, can play lane jungle with either crystal power or weapon power. So that means that it takes a lot of options away from Vaguely Insane. And I would like to see something like Rona ban coming out from Vaguely Insane, or even something like a Taka or a Sky, both really strong heroes in the meta right now, Burger.
Yep. Taka, I think, would probably be a better ban than Rona because you can flex Rona, right? She can play a weapon power lane or a decent weapon power jungle, and she can be countered in both of those positions. And we see Ringo is going to be the second ban. Very interesting.
Ringo is very strong. I wouldn't say outright in the meta, but is on the verge of meta. It just depends on how you build Ringo. Most strong Ringos right now are built as a crit based Ringo with spell sword. Spell sword.
Spell sword, triple tyrants.
Yeah, spell sword as an item on Ringo is really strong. You just got to make sure that that positioning is perfect on that Ringo, and the damage is very, very bad coming out from the Ringo. And also paired with an Arden, you have a lot of mobility coming out from those two heroes, Burger, and it means that it's going to require a really strong jungle on the side of Infinite Black to be able to get onto the Ringo.
What I'd like to see them pick up here, since Rona, that was just what I was about to say. Someone who's got heavy dive that can jump on the Ringo. Because if Ringo is forced to kite backwards, he's less effective, and then if he wants to engage himself.
Yeah, very true, Burger. Rona is a really good pickup, strong right now, and because the Black Feather was taken away, Burger, it means that one of the counters is not there, but you still have Sky. The issue with picking a Sky on the side of Vaguely Insane is that that can be countered by Attacka, and when you have a Lyra on your side, picking Attacka is a really strong choice. So Vaguely Insane are going to have to be very careful on how they play these last two picks going against the comp of Lyra Rona so far.
Yeah, I would think that Rona is going to be played in the jungle. Oh, there's a Vox. Interesting. What do you think about this one, Imperium?
Vox is a very solid carry right now, easily the strongest carry in Vainglory at the moment. Very versatile builds, is able to kite excellently, especially against the likes of Rona and other frontline junglers. Again, with the paired with the Arden is very strong. So I would like to see a frontline jungler coming out from the side of Vaguely Insane on their last pick, because if you don't, you're gonna have if you don't pick a frontline jungler, Burger, Infinite Black will be able to pick a ranged hero that will just be able to be on the back foot like a Kestrel, doing poke damage, massive poke damage, and will take away a lot of the damage from Vaguely Insane. So that's going to be really important for them.
And we see Rhyme being picked up as the last pick of this draft. Exactly what you were talking about, a frontline jungler to go and just put down massive amounts of damage.
Yeah, Rhyme is great against Rona with the sustain coming out from the Crystal Power Rhyme and being able to get in the midst of a team fight and giving us a form of distraction for Vox to build up those stacks and do that resonance damage that he can. On last pick for Infinite Black, it's going to be really interesting. What do you think yourself, Burger?
You know, I'm leaning towards the Rhyme comp, honestly, because he's actually a decent counter to Rona, because if she starts spinning, then he can just root her and run away. And then there's not a whole lot she can do after that.
That's true, but I do think the best choice for Infinite Black as their last pick is a Sky. Sky counters Rhyme, will be able to dance around the Rona, dance around the Vox and even the Arden. And with the Rona on the front line, as well as the sustain from the Lyra with the Bright Bulwark and the healing, it will give a lot of excellent chances for Sky to do really powerful damage in the team fights. And it's a Sky pickup. I called it, Burger. I called it.
Dude,
absolutely
you're
perfect
a psychic.
Choice. No, it just makes sense. A really good choice from Infinite Black picking a Sky. It was always going to be hard for Vaguely Insane. in this draft, and both teams I do think did a really good job of drafting each side. But that Sky last pick is so nice against a Rhyme. You pick up
Especially the
something like
poison shiv.
yeah, because you're gonna have the Sky that's gonna go for something like Dragon's Eye into a Broken Myth. Some people might pick Frostburn, but I don't think you need it because Rhyme isn't really a super fast assassin jungler. It's gonna be kind of hard to get onto the Sky. So if you go for Dragon's Eye straight away, Burger, it means that she's gonna be able to build up the Dragon's Eye stacks really nicely against the Rhyme, against the Vox, and even against the Arden in this match, while Rona is doing the damage on the front line. So it's going to be really interesting.
And we're just about ready to get into this first game, NACL Season 5. Infinite Black versus Vaguely Insane. Who are you leaning towards, Imperium?
Without seeing much of these two teams, Burger, I have to give it to Infinity Black right now. The Sky is a very strong meta jungler right now. A lot of versatility, a lot of mobility, and again with Dragon Eye being such a powerful item in this current patch, it means that it just gives a lot of strength for Sky to do damage in these early, even early game fights, and then going into the mid-Saturday game. So it's going to be interesting stuff from these two teams, Burger.
Yep, and we see, fairly average first rotate. The two carries are going to stay back, get level 2, while the captains just kind of hang around the mid. And we see that Vaguely Insane is going to contest this Elder Treant, and I think they will get it uncontested.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. One thing you don't want to do against a Rhyme is you don't want to give Rhyme much freedom to jungle up or get his items as quickly as the Rhyme can. And with Sky, you do have a lot more early game damage than you think. So I would have actually liked to have seen the Sky and even the Rona contest that Elder Treant and do that little bit of early game damage on the likes of the Rhyme and even the Vox. But we'll see what last night does.
Yeah, and even if you forget that Treant, it doesn't do a whole lot. As we see, there's a little bit of poke damage going on in lane. It's a mental game, honestly. You take that first camp from Ryan, you just flex and steal that. That'll stick with him, and then he'll maybe be more careful about taking camps in the future.
Exactly, that is so true, Burger. When you're against a Rhyme, you want to kind of put him under pressure. You want to make him hesitate because he's not a fast hero as it is. So when you're Rhyme, when you commit to a fight, you want to commit properly, and you take.
Actually, you got to be careful up here. But it looks like Ruby's gonna jump back, and everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah, the Rhyme did use Black Lotus on this Rhyme did use boots to try to get to the Rona, but yeah, with the jump coming out from Rona as well as the Bright Bull work, wasn't going to be able to get to him.
Yep. Fairly normal laning phase. Ruby will drop a little bit low, getting harassed by Arden, but Lyra will heal her up just fine.
I do like what Nasram on this Arden is doing, because Lyra is meant to be a very good early game aggressive hero in the lane, being able to do that poke, but we are seeing the complete opposite right now.
Oh, here comes Sky. Took an L. Gonna hopefully make Vaguely Insane take an L right here, as Ashley is forced to port back home.
But now Black Lotus, because we seem to have lost your Burger again, just to let you know you've gone off voice. I don't know what is up, but I will continue this on. Again, Black Lotus on this Rhyme. It's okay, it's no problem. Black Lotus on this Rhyme up to 24 CS. Looking to build into, I would imagine, a Dragon's Eye first item, and then into either an Eve or Broken Myth, a second item. Try and get that sustain against a Lyra and against a Rona and even the Sky. We do see that I Love Ashley in lane is doing her best to keep at it, pressuring on against the Rona and even the Lyra. So pretty standard between these two teams in the early stages.
Yeah, nothing too crazy going on. No, the jungle has intensified, and no blood has been drawn yet. Hopefully, this will be a long and intense game.
Yeah, it's
Sky's
interesting.
rotating up here. Look out! Ashley dropping very low. The Surrey strike gets her good. She's gonna have to kite backwards as the huge ult lands onto Sky. Sky drops very low, and that's first blood to Vaguely Insane.
We are seeing the Rhyme. Black Lotus on this Rhyme did a excellent job of targeting the Sky, getting the ultimate onto the Sky and rooting him, and then being able to finish it off with a Winter Spire. Sorry, anyway, either way, finishing the Sky off. And that was really good stuff by Vaguely Insane to counter the initial engage from Infinity Black.
Yeah, it almost looks really bad for Ashley there, but Nasserim put down a nice Vanguard, and he was able to kite backwards and avoid being killed. So good job for Arden and not allowing his carry to get brought down so quickly, because it's a long way back from spawn.
It is. It's very long way back, and it's just really good stuff by Vaguely Insane. I'm impressed with them so far in the 5.5 minute mark. Again, like we mentioned, this is their first competitive showing in a tournament. I know they've worked hard, and their captain Framerley is really proud of what this team are doing right now in Vainglory, because they do look to be they are looking to be one of the best teams in NA going forward as we go into the likes of 5v5 and even see how 3v3 carries on from a competitive or even non-competitive point of view.
Oh, absolutely. Vaguely Insane, I think, has got the advantage at this point. Ruby has been constantly on the back foot, as you see her getting dropped very low. She'll pop the ult for some little bit of more sustained health. And what I was going to say is, Ruby has been constantly on the back foot, always being forced behind her turret to take last hits, while as Vox has been just constantly pressuring the turret.
Yeah, and what is interesting is Infinited on the Lyra.
Oh, we got a fight breaking out. Winter Spires will drop Sky very low again, but it looks like they're going to get out of this one.
And this is what the Rhyme does. Rhyme gets in the face of the enemy team, so the likes of the Vox can be on the back line, poking and prodding and getting that resonance damage that we
And they're looking to siege up this turret here, Imperium. Surrey Strike gets a great reposition, but Sky's falling very low, and that is a second kill for Vaguely Insane.
Yeah, great for I Love Ashley and Nasserim to hold their ground. And I got what last night was doing, but you only want to, let's say, take the pressure away and not even look to really engage, because there was little chance with the lack of weapon bar defense that he was going to do much damage to this to the Vox.
Oh, is that going to be a gold mine steal? It is! Rona steals the gold mine away from Vaguely Insane. Fountain's going to be popped to keep them alive. Ashley going dangerously low. Oh no, Arden, get out of there! He's trying to shop. He vanguards himself, and Ashley ports home, which was a win in and of itself, because your carry is going to want to stack up much faster than your captain. So I would say that was a win for Vaguely Insane.
It was. I don't class it as an outright win because they didn't get to gold mine. They lost to gold mine. It was a win because none of their heroes died afterwards, but it wasn't a win because they didn't get to gold mine, which they intended and initially started up. So it was just simply a great response by Infinity Black, and really good stuff by Ruby the Cherry to jump in and try to take and successfully take the gold mine.
We see Ruby already dropped to under half health, just trying to clear her mini whip, and Vox getting very aggressive, but she will not fall. The zoning ult down by Sky, keeping the enemies close with that huge two-man stun. Sky falls behind the turret. She's dropping very low. The fountain gets popped on for Vaguely Insane. Ashley still alive. And that's another kill for Vaguely Insane as Black Lotus. Oh, gotta respect that damage. Double kill. Look at that.
Respect the damage off the Sky Burger, but you respect the damage coming out from the Vox. Poison Shift, Breaking Point, had over 10 stacks in that team fight just from going for the turret and taking down the Rona in the process. So it's why Vox is the most powerful carry right now, Burger. She's able to do monstrous damage even with just 2 damage items. And yes, the Sky is doing a really good job of getting the damage out. We see the Dragon's Eye, which I said is a wise choice. And I got to give credit to last night. He's gone for weapon power defense, which I think is going to be really important in the team fights. Being able to be a little bit more sustainable against Vox means that you'll be able to kind of get on the front line a little bit easier without dying as quickly in the process.
That's true. Look at Ashley's inventory. He's got a piercing spear. He saw they were building weapon defense and says, huh, defense? Who needs defense? And as we see, the dive onto Vox drops very low. Ruby to Cherry falling dangerously low. Vox already at 9 breaking point stacks. Make that 10. Huge damage. There goes the gauntlet and the
Valkyrie.
Oh gosh, Valkyrie.
Yeah.
I'm mixing up my Overwatch here.
It's okay. I forgot the name of Valkyrie, but look at that triple kill.
Oh, he gets shut down in the process, but what a beautiful way of juggling that turret aggro. Even though he died in the end, he still got a triple kill.
Well, it was an ace buff, but it all depends on what Vaguely Insane now do with this. I would like to see him put out. I would like to see Nasran put out a bit more vision, because we do see that vision coming out. They've got the turret. If they can secure this gold mine, it will be an excellent way of taking advantage of an ace.
Oh, here comes Ruby. Oh, not able to take that one away this time, but that was too close for comfort. I agree with you, Imperium. I think Nasran needs to put down a bit more vision. All he's got on the board are a couple mines, and he doesn't have flares in his inventory, which means he's going to have to be careful if they're trying to engage in a team fight.
Yeah, exactly. And because right now, Vaguely Insane, they do have control over the map and over the team fights right now. But as a support, you don't want to. We do see him put down scout traps, really good stuff. You don't want to let your guard down by giving them any chance of getting back into a team fight with their vision. So as a support, you want to make sure that you control the map as much as possible with your vision. And it seems like he's listened a little bit more, got a couple of scout traps out there, just to make sure that they can't be snuck up on, because Infinity Black
Ashley going
have
dangerously too far forward. Almost got caught right there. But when you're a 6-1 Vox at 12 minutes with 3 items already, you can be a little bit cheeky with your plays. But he gets caught in the red mist. The fountain's going to get popped to keep him alive. But it looks like Ashley his reign of terror is over. As here comes Rhyme. Nope, he's going to back off. No, just don't get the ace here, because an ace means a turret and possibly even 2.
Yeah, it is, and it was good stuff by Vaguely Insane to kind of get out of that, and even though the Vox went down and got shut down in the process. But it all depends now by what Infinity Black.
Death from above. And that's going to be turret falling to Infinity Black. That was a very nice push there.
Yes, very nice push.
When we see Death from above coming down now, zoning out Arden, who's extremely low health without Fountain as well. Oh, but Ashley is just doing monstrous amounts of damage. Fountain can't save. Last night took an L. I'm afraid that you took an L, my friend.
Very nice way of words, there, Burger. Yeah, Infinity. I think that was a slight lack of communication coming out from Infinity Black, because I feel that Rona and Lyra didn't want to engage. They wanted to disengage. They wanted to be happy with taking the turret and essentially winning a team fight. But last night on the Sky kind of wanted to keep on engaging. And when you're not synergized like that, there's something's going to go wrong in the process. And we saw Sky get taken down in the process by I Love Ashley. So yeah, when you're a team, you got to pick your moments, Burger. And you've got to know when to disengage and when to re-engage in a team fight. If
Speaking
you
of
get a turret,
re-engages, we see Infinity Black here. They were waiting in Tribush, but they're going to back off towards Crystal Sentry. Not wanting to commit quite yet while Kraken's not on the board.
no, but it does mean that with 14 and a half minutes gone, it seems like Vaguely Insane are going to look to take the last gold mine. It's going to be really close to
They're going to
Gauntlet is up.
contest it a third time. We see Red Mist getting popped. The Valkyrie misses. And it looks like Rona... Oh, no! The damage over time from Rhyme took that gold mine away. Huge Red Mist. I Love actually going dangerously low. No fountain available. Oh, they're all so low. The defensive gauntlet will provide enough barrier for them to get away safely. That looked a bit dicey there, Imperium.
It was very dicey by Vaguely Insane. I don't know if they done it on purpose, but I felt like I Love Ashley.
Oh, here comes. Will fall. That's no more support on the board. Ashley dangerously low. He will fall. Black Lotus has no energy. He has to back off.
Yeah, now that does spell a little bit of trouble for Vaguely Insane Burger because it does leave the Kraken open to be taken and dominated by Infinity Black. But Black Lotus?
Oh, they know he's here. He's not going to get that. Oh, Ruby does have to be careful here. One Winter Spire, and that whole Kraken push could be for naught.
This is what
Dragon's Eyes at full stacks. That is disgusting.
This is what we talk about with the Sky as we see the Rhyme going down. That Sky with Dragon's Eye just does so much damage mid to late game, Burger. And you also have the Clockwork, which means the Clockwork not only gives extra crystal power damage on its own, but it does mean the cooldown on those abilities like the Sword Strike, Death from Above, and Forward Barrage is low down, and it means the Sky is able to kite even better.
Rona is just getting more and more aggressive with these dives, and you know that she can because she's stacking up defense. She's got a Shiver Steel, which means her attacks will now slow as a fountain gets popped for Vaguely Insane. The huge Valkyrie will stun 2 people, and Sky will fall. Lyra will fall. 2 main damage dealers will drop, and now the Vaguely Insane needs to port, but Ruby will not let them.
Great stuff by Ruby the Cherry to stop Rhyme from porting back just a little bit earlier than he has gotten back to Kraken. Really interesting team fights in this. Burger, I do think they can go either way. It just depends on what hero is getting focus on this team fight, because I feel that each team in some points in the fights are focusing on the right hero, but at other points in the team fight are not focusing on the right hero. I really like I Love Ashley's aggression to get onto the Sky, because I think he knows that if he doesn't get onto the Sky, between the sustain of the Lyra and the Red Mist coming out from Rona, that he's not really gonna be able to kite enough. And also the Sky is gonna eventually really get onto him. So by trying to focus onto the Sky and being a bit more aggressive in that way from a frontline point of view, we see this.
Yeah, nothing too crazy going on, just a little poke, but Death from Above will get reflex blocked away as Ruby diving in aggressively. There's a gauntlet, stunned up Ruby. Ruby's falling low. Box is stacking up 8, 9 stacks, but he gets Atlas. This could spell doom right here for Vaguely Insane. It's 12 breaking point stacks, 12 Dragon Eye stacks. This team fight is escalating, and we see took an L with a sneeze of health remaining, and all 3 members will chase her down.
That is team fight 1 on the side of Vaguely Insane. Not quite Nice Burger, but with the Kraken just come up, it's perfect timing from them just to get the most and release this Kraken and be able to burst down on the rest of Infinity Black's side and hopefully be able to even take this win in the 90-minute mark.
Yeah.
What I felt in that team fight went wrong for Infinity Black, as we do see Rona is possibly going to look to steal this.
Oh, man. Oh, not able to get it. 3 gold mines just wasn't enough for Ruby. She wanted the Kraken too. And this red mist doing huge damage. She's gonna probably fall here, but it was a good effort. But Infinity Black needs to just take a breather here. The Kraken's marching down your lane. You have 3 turrets left, and 30 seconds are still up for Ruby's respawn time. So you just need to sit back behind your turret and hopefully don't get aced.
Yeah, maybe look to just build up those Dragon's Eye stacks a little bit more or a little bit quicker than usual by just getting the 4 barrage poke on, followed by the death from above. If you can even use the death from above as a zoning tool in this push, it will make a big difference. But you just used it just to kind of more reposition, maybe expecting an engage, but getting that 4 barrage poke.
Up. Here she comes. Nope, gonna focus on the Kraken. Considering how, oh, there goes death from above. There's a zoning tool you're talking about. Nastrom will go fairly low, but he's able to provide enough sustain. There goes Fountain. Defensive Gauntlet will trap away Infinity Black. Vainglory Insane need to be careful here. See, Vox just stacking up huge. Not all 20 breaking point stacks. He's doing massive damage, but he's going so low. Reflex block wasn't enough. Ruby will still live, and they will take down this Kraken. Hopefully, yeah, it is going to look like they're going to keep 1 Vein Crystal turret.
I still think that was a successful push from Vaguely Insane. Yes, they didn't win, so to speak, the team fight. But when you're on a Kraken push, you're not really expected to win the team fight. They did, however, create really good distraction by poking and prodding and kind of getting involved while still surviving, at least in terms of the Rhyme and the Arden. And in that process, it meant the Kraken was doing damage on the turrets. And that 2-turret push, it was a 2-turret push. 2-turret push on a Kraken is really solid, Burger, especially as you're getting closer to that Vein Crystal.
Nostrum getting caught out a bit here. It's going to see Crystal Sentry as their next target. Is that great death from above zone just pushes Vaguely Insane deep into their own jungle where they can't really do much.
Yeah, getting the Crystal Sentry after being pushed on the Kraken is actually a great psychological response as a team, Burger, because it kind of tells the enemy team, no, we're not out of this. You may have got the Kraken, you may have got a push, but we are not afraid to be aggressive again. We are not afraid to show you how
triple teams standing in this mustache bush. But it looks like Infinity Black doesn't want to risk losing a team fight here. With only half of a Vein Crystal turret remaining, they can't really do a whole lot.
Yeah, I love the Bonesaw pickup on the side of I Love Ashley. Really good against a very weapon power defense heavy team on the side of Infinity Black. Going to be able to rip through the armor on all three of Infinity Black. So it does mean that that possibly building up those breaking point stacks will do a lot more damage. If I was I Love Ashley, I'd even be tempted to sell the Aegis or even the weapon power defense and go for more offense.
Yeah, here we see another engage. Nope. Just poking away. Yeah, I would say I would probably sell the Aegis, to be honest, as Vaguely Insane, just blatant push. Alright, Vox starting to stack up here. He gets Atlas, not able to block, but that great gauntlet stuns up Infinity and Ruby as huge. Stuns, CC, so much damage. Vox is starting to stack up. Sky is starting to stack up. Rhyme is stacking up. Oh my gosh. Infinity, it is dropping so low. Both fountains have been popped for both teams. And it looks like Last Night took an L. Looks like he's going to take one. Oh, everyone is so low. Oh, Rona bit off a bit more than she could chew right there. And what went wrong there?
It's as you get into this mid to late game phase, you start seeing, as much as Lyra is a very strong support, she's not the frontline heavy tank that you
Oh, what a
necessarily
great Valkyrie. Last night took an L. Barely escaping with his life. Black Lotus as well, but can they even stand to keep contesting? Nope. That was really smart play there by Last Night Took an L.
It was 100%. By doing all that damage and still surviving, it meant that it stopped the Kraken being taken on the side of AD, saying, yeah, but going back to that last team fights, and we're seeing in the last couple of team fights, Lyra is giving out really good heal, but it's not the same type of frontline defense that I think is needed on the side of Infinity Black. There's no amount of CC that is really stopping Vaguely Insane from getting onto the likes of the Rona and the Sky, as opposed to Arden, as you see some form of engagement.
Yep. And interesting, Arden's picked up a Null Wave Gauntlet in his kit. So he's trying to stop probably Infinity from using all of his support items, because he's got a pretty long cooldown on that Imperial Sigil.
Yeah, definitely. But with the push coming out from the side of Vaguely Insane, getting down on that lane, it does give them a bit more control in this team fight, as we are seeing.
All right, Ruby's gonna dive. The portal bulwarks, will land, but that huge Valkyrie does get blocked up. But Vanguard, or that Gauntlet, means they can't really go anywhere. Ashley getting jumped on, falls dangerously low. But Last Night Took an L was one basic attack away, and this isn't looking good here for Vaguely Insane. But Ashley somehow staying alive. The Gauntlet was so good. Ruby getting stunned up, but it's all for naught. Black Lotus gets that huge root, and there we go. 2 kills for Vaguely Insane. Ryan's got no energy, though. What can he do with this trying to chase down Lyra here? He can just slap a giant ice wall on your face and take an ace, take a game, take a win for Vaguely Insane.
That was fantastic stuff. The team fights were really interesting, Burger. It's kind of hard to put them too much into words because both teams were playing somewhat defensively in the team fights while still being a little bit aggressive. They were very long, elongated fights. No team was really absolutely bursting down the other. You had a lot of sustain between the likes of the Vanguards, the Rhyme with the Winter Spires,
Health,
and the fortified health. But overall, you can't deny the kiting damage coming out from I Love Ashley. 12-5, had the poison, had the breaking point, had the Bonesaw. I do believe that I Love Ashley should have possibly sold the Aegis and gotten another offensive item, whether it was Tyrant's Tornado Trigger or even just all-out burst damage with the Sour Blade. However, it was enough to get the job done by Vaguely Insane. Gotta say, impressed by this team in their first showing.
That was extremely impressive. I actually think he did all right with just his 3 items, because the fights were going so long that he was able to stack up 20 breaking point stacks in pretty much every single team fight. And same with Ryan. He was getting maximum stacks every team fight. Same with Sky. Same with Rona. And it was just who can stay alive longer was basically who won these team fights.
Yeah, but then it comes down to he was building up the breaking point stacks easy, the Vox was, but it then comes down to he was breaking up the stacks. He was building up the stacks, but he wasn't maybe doing enough burst damage to take out Infinity Black a little bit easier than he should have if he had a 4th damage item because you had a lot of healing, a lot of CC from the Gauntlet and the Vanguard by the Naz coming out in those team fights. So I do feel that the 4th damage item possibly would have gotten the job done a little bit quicker for Vaguely Insane. So hopefully, as they will take that maybe on board and coming into the next match, go for a bit more of an aggressive build depending on the heroes they have.
Maybe even a more aggressive comp as well. Fox is he's not a true dive hero, and he's not a true anti-dive hero. He's somewhere in the middle. And I think that's what makes Vox so good, and how he's been staying in the meta for so long, is because he can adapt so quickly.
Definitely. And because Vox is so versatile, as a hero in terms of the build, when you're up against the Vox, you kind of don't know what he's going to build in terms of, obviously a Poison Shiv is going to come out because Poison Shiv as an item is like the Dragon's Eye, very strong. Yeah, thank you very much, Druid. But the rest of the build, you don't know if it's going to have a lot of crit, if it's just going to have a breaking point Poison Shiv and another damage item, or if it's going to have full on attack damage, as in, like I mentioned, the crit. So it's really interesting when you're up against the Vox. I would like to see Infinity Black, ban the Vox in the second draft phase.
Ban Vox or ban Rhyme, honestly. Both carries were doing huge amounts of damage. And we see Arden, actually, the one hero I didn't pick to ban, being banned first.
It's a wise ban from Infinity Black because we saw with the Gauntlet coming out, and because Arden is such a versatile support, taking it away is really good stuff by Infinity Black. And it does mean that if they don't ban it means that it puts Vaguely Insane at a bit of a difficult choice, because you kind of have to ban the Varia. But then if you ban the Varia, it leaves Grace open. And Grace is a really strong captain right now. And
it also leaves the Churnwalker open. That the Churnwalker was banned away first in the first game as well.
Yes, but I would turn around and say that Churnwalker is a harder support to play at a higher level than Grace is, in my opinion. Grace is a hero that, when really strong like she is in this patch, for me, the game is restarted on my side. I don't know what is happening with you, but either way, the Varia has been banned, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Varia is pretty broken in this current meta, and it's just not a chance that this team wants to take.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to just go with what is the outright strongest hero right now in the game. You don't know if the enemy team can, if you don't know much about them, you don't know if they can really play the likes of a Churnwalker or a Grace. So banning the Varia, that is such a strong hero right now, is definitely a wise choice. So we'll see what the first pick is going to be for Infinity Black.
Yeah, I'd like, I always want to see what off-the-wall strategies that teams pick up. So, way back when Grumpjaw was so strong, we would always see the first pick Grumpjaw and then just annihilate everyone after that. Or, like a Cruel or a Jewel or something that's extremely strong in jungle that can be backed up with a strong laner, because you haven't really taken away any lane picks yet.
Yeah, we are going to see a BF first pick on the side of Infinity Black. Definitely one of the strongest heroes right now. Flexible. You don't know when you're the enemy team. Burger, again, you don't know if it's going to be weapon power in the lane, if it's going to be CP in the jungle, or even weapon power in the jungle. So picking up that Black Feather, it does put a lot of pressure on the enemy team on who they're going to ban. And if you ban the Rona, for example, or sorry, if you pick the Rona, as a counter to weapon power Blackfeather, that Blackfeather can be turned into a CP Blackfeather that counters the Rona. So it makes it harder for the enemy team, and it's going to be interesting to see what Vaguely is saying pick up.
Yeah, the thing about Blackfeather that's making him so good is how flexible he is.
Yeah.
He can be played in 4 different positions, honestly, and there's no other hero in Vainglory right now that can be played in 4 different positions.
Exactly. But the Churnwalker has been picked up from the side of Vaguely, saying this is really interesting. I'm very excited because I would have picked a Grace, to be honest, as a safe option. But I don't know Vaguely saying that well. I don't know what their strong, comfortable heroes are. And picking that Churnwalker, very strong right now as a support captain, with paired with the.
And there's the Taka. Taka is, I would have. I'm not so sure about this Taka ban because Churnwalker can be okay into Taka if he puts a chain on and then Taka pops into his, invisibility. You can still see him.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This is interesting for me.
But I get the Taka ban because outright Taka is very slippery. So maybe that shows a small level of weakness on the side of Vaguely Insane in this Churnwalker pick. It kind of shows that they're not quite confident or comfortable picking a Churnwalker and that they've just gone for it because they know Churnwalker is very strong right now. But on another side note, Burger, banning the Taka, it does leave open Sky if they do choose to pick it up even as a second pick for Vaguely Insane. So I would even like to see a Sky ban as a counter by Infinity Black.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm also starting to lean towards playing Blackfeather Crystal in this particular in this game because Churnwalk. Oh, there's the Sky ban that you were talking about.
There's a reason why I do love drafting, because I like to be able to make those calls. Burger, banning that Sky, really good choice. It does mean that now the second pick coming out from Infinity Black is going to be, from Vaguely Insane, my apologies, is going to be interesting. Picking up by what you said, as far as, let's say that Blackfeather is going to be CP, because I believe you're going to point out that being able to poke from far away. Yes. Yeah. And being able to poke as a CP Blackfeather will mean that, let's say, even if you get the hook onto the Blackfeather, he's still going to be able to poke from far away. So going by that, I would like to see Vaguely Insane pick up something like a Cruel or a Vox even. Picking up the Vox, you have a lot of AoE damage coming out from both Churnwalker and the Vox. So as a pairing, they're really nice right now in the Vainglory meta.
Yep, and there's a Ringo. Interesting. I believe Infinity Black is picking up that Ringo.
Is it? No,
my bad. Vaguely Insane. All right, that makes sense to deny it against the Churnwalker because you want to stay at range against the Churnwalker so he can't throw your hooks on you. So, yes. Thanks, Mix. I'm saying that taking the Ringo denies the other team from having the Ringo so that you can't stay at range from the Churnwalker and just poke him to death.
Yeah, but what I would like to see and what that risks is it risks if you are anyway kind of aware of what counters turn is you want to go for a very dive heavy comp against a Churnwalker because you don't want to give Churnwalker a chance to hook onto your team. So by going for a dive frontline heavy comp with, let's say, a Blackfeather, even double weapon power, Blackfeather Glaive, Blackfeather Cruel, you're gonna be able to get onto the enemy hero of the Ringo, the Churn, and it means that the Churn is not going to be able to get the hook and chains on as quickly as it needs to be.
There's Grace. Infinity Black's captain pick up there.
That's a good pickup.
That's a good pickup.
Grace is strong right now and is an aggressive support hero. Like I mentioned, going aggressive against a Churnwalker is a really good thing to do. You have the Black Feather going on the last pick. It's going to be interesting for Infinity Black. Oh, thinking about it, when you're against a Ringo, Black Feather is slippery and able to get onto the Ringo, but I still do believe you want that third frontline hero, maybe something like a Rhyme that's going to be able to provide a bit more sustain for the Black Feather, as well as just be a bit more of a frontline distraction. Or then even go for something like a Cruel Burger.
Yeah, I now that you're talking about it, I am leaning towards Cruel as a really good pick here, because you can jump on Churn, like you're saying, block those, maybe body block the chains or something, not letting him get it onto your more squishy, BF that's gonna prioritize damage over defense in this situation.
Yeah, it's just gonna be. I'm just kind of trying to think more and more as far as what heroes could be picked. You could go for even an Alpha into this comp, because Alpha is a type of hero who isn't super duper meta, but is strong in terms of is able to disengage a little bit, then re-engage. But they've gone for a Saw, Grace Saw, Black Feather. What do you think of that?
Slow claps is all I can say. Props to the team who's picking Saw in a competitive match. Wow.
Saw push, Saw take turn, Saw win. Saw do damage.
So it looks like we're gonna have Saw, Weapon Lane, BF, Jungle, Crystal Power. So it means
I'm not gonna deny having a Saw CP in Jungle, but anyway, you never know.
Celeste. There we go.
Interesting. Celeste is a hero right now. Isn't really in the meta so much.
She is a good Saw counter, though.
Is a good Saw counter, especially late game, once you have the likes of the Dragon's Eye, the Broken Myth, and you have that level 8 extra range on the Helios.
Mm-hmm.
But I do worry that when you have when you don't have a frontline hero and it is essentially all kiting, when you're against essentially Saw, you're not able to kind of get onto the Saw, and the Saw is just building up stacks and is just ramping up, doing that extreme damage that we know Saw can be. And in the meantime, Black Feather is then doing the poke and getting onto the enemy hero, as we know Black Feather can do.
All right, prediction time. Infinity Rebirth, or Infinity Black, or Vaguely Insane?
I got it wrong last time in the first game. That's one thing I did get wrong. I did say the first game Infinity Black, but Vaguely Insane impressed me. And I'm just being told by Megs that it is Infinite Black rather than Infinity Black, but I'll try to keep on saying that right, and I do apologize to them. So Infinite Black, I'm gonna give it to Vaguely Insane again, just because I was impressed with how they did in the first match. I do think come late game they're going to be able to control and burst down that Saw quite nicely, because Ringo with a full crit build in a team fight, if he's aggressive enough, Burger might go down in the process, but will 100% get a kill.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking this could be a 12-minute game for Infinite, or this could be a 12-minute game for Vaguely Insane. Saw push turret, Saw win, or, he could get just completely shut down.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised that Saw didn't go to lane straight away and just start pushing. So it's going to be interesting on how they follow that up.
Mm-hmm. And we see both carries for Vaguely Insane are going to, stay back, get their level 2, and just play it cool. Where Saw doesn't really play it cool. He doesn't want to wait. He's very early in he can just do a lot of damage already when he's fully spun up.
Yeah, this is an interesting strategy coming out from Infinite Black with the Saw, because normally Saw is full on pushing lane, but we've seen him go to jungle with the Black Feather.
Yeah, he's already taking a lot of just damage over time from those hooks, already sitting about half health, and he didn't pick up a Book of Eulogies, which I think is is a must for Saw, because you're so slow, you're not going to really rotate. You're just going to go lane, and you're going to port, and you're going to come back to lane. So having that sustain for yourself is key to play Saw.
Yeah, definitely. Churn Walker is a bit of a decent counter against the Saw.
Oh, look at that. He's already so low, and he's forced to port backwards and use that, not port, roadie run backwards, excuse me. Saw's gonna port home, be safe for the time being, as hope maybe we just see a turret push here from Vaguely Insane, shove Saw behind his own turret and force him to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about Cocoa Butter in this lane position. Very confident as a laner, quite aggressive, gone for a weapon power defense early stages, as well as did get a minion candy. Means that push was able to be a little bit stronger. And I'm impressed so far with the Vaguely Insane team in general, but definitely laner in the Cocoa Butter. When you're up against a Saw, it's hard because you want to maybe, let's say, counter his aggression, but you could be punished so easily against a Saw.
Mm-hmm. And correct me if I'm wrong, but every member of Vaguely Insane is playing a different role than they did the first game. Oh, here come those Helios. Solar Storm. No, not Solar Storm. Core Collapse will land. Grace will fall. Saw will fall. Double kill Celeste. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Celeste just comes in and goes, "Yeah, I'm still in this game, guys. Please talk about me." You know, and even in this early stages, we are seeing the damage that Celeste can do.
All right, jungle intensifies here, and we're looking at about a 1k gold lead for Vaguely Insane here. You know, not huge. You know, certainly not anything that can't be come back from. But we're looking at a bit of aggression here. Churnwalker's just pulling, and we see a Solar Storm miss wide from I Love Ashley here, as took an L, gonna try to invade, but he gets stunned up. He's forced to pop his flask, and those Helios are just gonna rain down on him. But Ashley going extremely low. Oh, look at that. Last night took an L, not taking any L's tonight. All right. Cocoa Butter feeling very confident in this lane. He's keeping up in farm with Saw, which is impressive in and of itself. And hey, get this, Imperium. Ruby is currently sitting on an Eclipse Prism and a Heavy Prism. CP lane Saw?
I did mention that it was possibly going to be CP. I did say jungle. I did say kind of like CP jungle Saw.
He more gets pulled in and melted a little bit. All right. Ruby's falling dangerously low from these hooks, and the Solar Storm comes in huge. That just blatant disrespect. The huge Solar Storm, as well as the Hellfire Brew. But here comes Tucanel. Oh, misses the on point, and Infinity just chunking down health from these huge chains. Hook and chains. What am I doing? I'm tired. Alright, Tucanel. Black Lotus is being extremely aggressive in his pushes here. As Infinity Black looks to regroup here, Tucanel, best Rose offensive NA right there. Solar Storm will miss wide as Infinity drops to extremely low health, and Imperium You back, buddy? Help me break this down.
I do apologize. I'm just having a couple of issues myself in terms of it. The game seems to be lagging, so I'm just going to do my best to get back onto the fold as quickly as possible so I can break down all this action. But you seem to be calling it as it is right now. Really interesting stuff in this game.
Yeah, it's looking good. Ruby had a nice chance to push the turret there, but Ruby accidentally popped the ult. And without being spun up as Saw, you can't do any DPS while you've got those huge cannon shells in your inventory. So really missed opportunity, in my opinion. As we see the two carries and a huge the Solar Storm disrespect hits Ruby for a bit of damage. As I Love Ashley and Cocoa Butter looking to siege this turret. And Cocoa Butter getting a little bit of damage. Ashley will get huge ultimate damage from Saw. Look at that. And Celeste will fall here. And I'm starting to question the CP Saw choice, because all of your damage as CP Saw comes from that comes from your B ability, the suppressing fire. And you can't move while you're suppressive firing, which basically, as Ringo will fall there to a Holy Nova, as as Celeste, it's basically an invitation to come in, stun Saw, pop a bunch of Helios on him while he's in the suppressing fire, and this could spell disaster.
No, I actually do. To be honest, I agree with the CP Saw, because when your Saw against the Celeste, as the turret does go down, Ruby...
look at that. Already 469 supernova damage, and it's 8 minutes into the game.
I know, but just want to touch on why I think CP Saw is a good choice, because when your weapon power Saw against the Celeste, you're still kind of susceptible to the damage as a Celeste, especially late game. So I believe CP Saw's attitude, or in this game, the attitude of Ruby Terry is, okay, there's a big chance I'm going to die in these team fights anyway, even if I use my suppressing fire or if I'm on my basic attacks.
Look at that. He rolls backwards into the brunt of that Solar Storm. Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
But by using the suppressing fire, he's going to be able to slow down the enemy heroes, get the damage in the process, and actually create an opportunity for Last Night to get onto the rest of Vaguely Insane team.
Yeah, and there's the suppressing fire you were talking about. Took out about a third of Ashley's health, but there's the huge trespass. The heals were on point there from Infinity. And here comes the Hellfire Brew. Last Night took an L. We'll take that straight to the face. Not having picked up a reflex block yet. But look at Ruby. That just the damage was just too great from Cocoa Butter, as this turret might fall here with only Infinity to defend it. And he's gonna drop.
Yeah, the siege and the poke by Vaguely is immense by both the Ringo and the Celeste. Talk about the Ringo build. Spell Sword, Tyrants. Spell Sword Tyrants, and that damage already, not even a third damage item, Burger. And the damage is really, really powerful right now. Being able to burst and just do this really good damage. And don't forget, Ringo has that perk of when he kills a minion, he has that extra crit on top on his next basic attack. So when you play a Ringo really nicely and you use the minions as a form of extra damage, you can really chunk down an enemy hero.
Yeah, what I like about Vaguely Insane is another Solar Storm will come out, and Ruby Smart dodges out of that one with a little cheeky taunt at the end. But we see the other two members are just getting destroyed by these Helios. The Trespass will set up Infinity as Infinity pours to pop the flask, but that huge zoning just game sense that Ashley has to just know where Grace is going to try to run, and honestly, just nothing that Grace can do about that one.
Well, we are seeing a definite difference in the second game. Burger Vaguely Insane controlling the maps once again, but I feel that Infinite Black are just making a couple of more mistakes. Whether it was drafting, that's questionable. I don't think Saul was the best pick anyway as a third pick, but even going based on the comp, they're not really going as a three-man team as much. Blackfeather has now got the breaking point, yes, with the Serpent's Mask, but needs to be more aggressive in these team fights. Once the Grace gets Echo, might be able to be a bit more.
Look at that! But that was the power of CP Saw right there. You saw Ashley dropping to less than half health, but Saw's already down. Grace is already down. Yeah, Blackfeather's got that breaking point, but these fights aren't lasting long enough for him to use it as a Solar Storm to the face. We're gonna see this Vein Crystal turret gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, you're gonna see total dumps, and this is what you want from an ace. You want objectives. They've got the Vein Crystal. They're going for the turret. They got the Sentry. Sorry, should I say? And what they do need to follow up now is they should actually go for the gold mine, in my opinion. Burger, if they go for the gold mine, again, you're saying to the enemy team.
Oh, that Solar Storm disrespect. Ruby almost died from that.
Well, I love Ashy. No defense right now on this list. Full, absolutely zero to give. Zero to give in terms of defense. It's like all or nothing. Really good stuff. You have the Dragon's Eye able to build up brilliant stacks. The Broken Myth is shredding the Crystal Power defense on the side of Infinite Black. And then you have the Clockwork. Clockwork is such a powerful item right now in the Vainglory meta. Even if it's on a CP hero that isn't as strong, the Clockwork is
just get clips, but all that the core collapse will get him. Ashley going extremely low, and Ashley will finally get shut down. Took an L, looking to do some bit of damage. He's got 10 breaking point stacks, but he's falling dangerously low. Fountain gets popped to keep him alive, as those hook and chains will start to hurt. He gets pulled in close. They're all so low. Can they burst down Cocoa Butter? No, they can't. Oh, the 1100 damage shank. Just, ugh. Both carries will walk away from this one, beaten and bruised.
Yeah, and that would.
Oh my gosh! I love Ashley. I love those Solar Storms. That was almost a disaster.
I've got to give respect to I Love Ashley for those Solar Storms. Not afraid to just literally pump it out there and just hope that it hits someone. A lot of it is kind of calculated, but some of them have been somewhat random. But either way, really good stuff, because it means that when you are against a Celeste that's playing like that, you have to be extra careful, because the Solar Storm.
Oh no, Infinity getting caught out and just not bad positioning there. Not a whole lot I can say. It looks like a collapse from Infinite Black.
Yeah, it seems like they just don't know what to do in this situation. There's too much damage coming out from Vaguely Insane. They're controlling the map. They're controlling this game. You know, last night, Toucan L, not much to do. It's a kill.
Two layers and two basic attacks, and he's dead.
And that's double kill from I Love Ashley. Taking out the Kraken, got the ace buff. Only the Grace is up. 20 to 25 seconds before the rest of Infinite Black is up. I don't want to say this is game over, because it's not over till the crystal is dead, but we are seeing nearly a 10k gold lead for Vaguely Insane Burger, and that says a lot. That does say a lot in this game, and it shows
10,000 gold is it's a lot.
You know,
no, go ahead.
One thing though, I'm interested with the Eve pick on the side of I Love Ashy. If I was...
Oh no, Infinity, God, Solar Storm straight to the face. Oh wow. Look at that. I don't even have time to say everything. They're dying so quickly. That Kraken is marching down full health. That disrespect Hellfire Brew. And this game, this series, vaguely insane. Good game, well played.
Yeah, I tip my hat off you. I was correct, yes, in this second game to pick Vaguely Insane, but I've got to say, I kind of based that also on the first game and the fact that they won that. But they just showed complete dominance. We look at the likes of the CS difference. We look at the likes of the item difference coming out between these two teams. The Blackfeather only had a Serpent's Mask. A Breaking Point had triple weapon power defense and 0 CP defense coming out from Last Night Took an L. Really interesting. I'm not going to say it was... Yeah, it was the wrong decision. Needed an Aegis against this Celeste. Even just a reflex block on the Aegis to block the core collapse would have made a big difference in these team fights. CP Saw, I understood why the CP Saw was picked up.
Good on paper, not in practice.
Not in practice. Exactly. And when you don't have an Echo on a Grace, as strong as she is, it makes her ultimate way less viable late game burger. So 16 minutes 57 second game by Vaguely Insane. Impressed by this team, and I cannot wait to see what they bring further into this tournament.
Neither can I, Imperium, and that'll do it for this series. That'll do it for day 1 of NACL Season 5. My name is Burger. This is Imperium. See you guys later.